Hi, yeah, me again. And this video is about a few secrets regarding autumn, winter. Um, I would say, and that sounds crazy, but it's true. Um, the topic is how to build up your beehives over winter and autumn, even how to build them up in autumn and winter. So, you probably haven't heard that. I haven't heard anyone speak about that, but I like to. People on my LinkedIn profile have used strategy as my number one characteristic, so I guess that also shows in this. Now, I've been having bees since I was a kid and always went for the max. So here we go. Um, I'm not speaking about a warmer climate. I did already a video about wintering down in colder climates, so that's how you have to keep to that and let them go. Give them rest in winter. Just make sure they have enough food, and in those colder climates, so just give them 15, 16 kilograms of sugar, or even more, and that's it. That's about colder climates. Now warmer climates, where they still are able to get some pollen most days during winter. So those queens and those beehives will also be having like at least 2, 3, 4 frames of brood during winter, right? So here we go. And there is no queen rearing in early spring and in winter, right? So you have to do is what you've got. So what you want is have as many beehives with like 3 frames of bees. I'm gonna say something crazy, I know. With between 3 and 5 frames of bees going into winter. So basically by early autumn, as many bees as possible, meaning you do a lot of cell rearing in February/August. A lot of cells you make. And all your bigger hives that came out of the summer honey, they're done. Why don't you just split them all up into small hives and give them a cell? I mean, of course, the good queens you keep, but I mean, you know what I mean. So, and then a month later, let's say they're all mated, right? Or a lot of them are mated. The ones that are not mated, you simply unite. And those hives you continue feeding. And by the way, let me say it again, I only recommend top feeders. And I only recommend top feeders where the bees cannot drown. I only recommend top feeders where bees can clean the whole feeder. I only recommend warm top feeders, means wood on the outside where it's warm, insulated. I only advise you to put a thick layer of polystyrene on top between the feeder and the lid, maybe a small layer of plywood, etc. But that's what I am, because you want to keep the sugar warm. That's important, to keep the sugar warm from their own heat. The bees like to go up. They go into the feeder, the top feeder. They drink this sugar from their own heat. It's being kept warm, and this way they do really well. So those are a few things that are important. Be careful with the entries. You want to have entries that you can keep tiny when small, when the robbing occurs. And you don't want to go smaller than 3 frames of bees because of wasps. If they're smaller, they need to get a frame of brood, right? From the ones with like 4 or 5 frames of bees. So, because of robbing. So, and you want to make sure your bees have quite some substantial stores in the last summer month. So after you make the splits, make sure they have substantial stores, food stores, because otherwise you encourage the robbing and they slow down, become calm if they have some food stores. So But then you basically you make them all small hives. You keep them feeding them with young queens, late mated, so they will continue laying. And in winter, they always have keep 2, 3, 4 frames of brood. So that means the whole hive is just building up like at summer, but you have to keep on stimulating them. And when they get light, of course, you keep it thicker. And it can be 2 parts water, 1 part sugar. I call that thicker, or even thicker if needed. Even 1.5. I read some research, 1.3 water, 1 sugar. But once they have enough stores, you go back to very watery. Once watery, 3 water, 1 sugar, 3.5, 4 water, 1 sugar. Have to play with that. But somewhere between 4 water and 1 sugar to 2.5 water, 1 sugar. So give them that substance and basically an unlimited supply. If you said, but they get too much for stores, make it more watery. Then it's too thick. So then make it more watery. And they will build up and go crazy because they have that nectar flow, that artificial nectar flow. And they will all just continue growing right through the winter, right through winter and in summer. And yeah, that's what you want because in late winter you can't do queen rearing because it's too early. There's no drones, there's nothing, and it's too cold for the queen to fly. So for virgins to fly, so you can't. So the only thing you got is your mated queens. So you want to get them from the season before a heap, and then continue feeding them in spring and splitting them again. So that's basically how it works. Yeah. And then regarding mites, I like to give them in late summer after the honey flow, obviously, apivar, and leave that in for a long, long time. And really long time. And take it out in the spring, basically, because it works really long. It's completely opposite as behavioral frames, which work short. But then before the honey flow, sorry, I was interrupted. So I was speaking about that in spring. They will be big again this way and very fast. So yeah, that's basically the best way of doing most efficient beekeeping. I am speaking about before the flow, behavioral. That's what they use apivar over the autumn and winter. Those strips because they last way longer, months, and but behavioral only 8 weeks. They dried out afterward. You can leave it in 10 weeks, but then it doesn't do anything anymore. So yeah. So yeah, I give that before the honey flow, so they clean, and that's it. Okay, I wish you all the best with the beekeeping and with splitting, and I wish you a lot of money in selling beehives, because now you will be able to sell so many beehives in spring and before the main flow, because all the people that do it wrong will now need to buy your beehives and want to buy your beehives, and yeah, and it's really fun to do things the right way. It's really fun. So I went in like my amount of beehives basically went tenfold in just a couple of months really. So yeah, so enjoy, and yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you.